What do fussy babies and ADHD kids have in common? We hear it every single week from parents who were told by their pediatricians, don't worry about it, they'll grow out of it. But here's what they're not telling you. They don't grow out of colic, they grow into other challenges. The endless crying, the back arching, the sleepless nights, these aren't just inconvenient baby phases that magically just disappear. They're early warning signs from your baby's nervous system that something's happening on a deeper level. And here's what we see in our practice week after week. Parents bring in 7-year-olds struggling with sensory issues, ADHD or anxiety. And when we dig into their history, there it is. They were colicky babies. The same stress that caused colic at 3 months old is now causing meltdowns at 7 years old. The labels changed, but the problems never left. This video is made for those exhausted parents who have tried it all. The dairy elimination food journals, every colic drop on the market, and are still watching their babies suffer. Let me be super clear. You're not failing. You're not missing the mark. You're just missing the most important piece of the puzzle. In the next few minutes, we're going to go through and we're going to discover why birth interventions create nearly all colic cases. Now, on top of that, we're also going to go over how the vagus nerve controls everything from digestion to development. We're going to go over why babies arch their back. It's just a hint, it's not gas, it's not this, it's not that. And then we're also going to go over exact progression from colic to childhood challenges. And most importantly, we're going to dive in deep to how to finally help your baby heal at the source. So let me tell you about Lucas. Before Lucas started chiropractic care, he was the definition of a colicky baby. Reflux, couldn't sleep, constantly irritable, super constipated, super stiff and arching all the time. He would not stop crying, especially in car rides. His mom was completely overwhelmed and helpless. And to make things even harder, Lucas also had some other chronic conditions that doctors, pediatricians were just monitoring really closely. After we started addressing the nervous system and the stress that was being placed on it, everything changed. Not only did the colickiness disappear, but his other conditions and other chronic conditions started to normalize. They started to heal on their own. Now his mom says, everyone always comments on how happy he is and how I must have gotten lucky with an easy baby, even though that wasn't the case. She just smiles and says, you should have seen him before chiropractic care. He's a completely different baby. And even the doctors were shocked when his other chronic conditions improved without other interventions. So let's break this down. The real root cause goes deeper than you may think. Most people think colic is just about digestion and gas, indigestion or food sensitivity. That's partially true, but it's missing the bigger picture because your baby's digestive system is fully under the command and under the control of the nervous system. Think of the nervous system as the air traffic controller of the body. It's coordinating every function within your kiddo's little body. So when that air traffic controller gets overwhelmed or gets stressed, everything else backs up. And that brings us to one of the most important players in this conversation, which is the vagus nerve. This nerve travels from the brainstem down through the neck, and it controls the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, the heart, the lungs. When birth trauma stresses this nerve out, digestion doesn't just slow down, it gets stuck. That's why we need to change the word colic to what it really is, stuck. Baby gets stuck in the birth canal, stress gets stuck on the nervous system, digestion gets stuck, and your baby stays stuck in distress. Now, the hidden trigger no one ever talks about is birth trauma. In our practice, we've noticed that nearly 100% of colicky babies experience some sort of birth intervention. C-section, forceps, vacuum extraction, induction, all of these things create significant physical stress on the upper neck, right where the vagus nerve originates, and it doesn't even just start there. Even before birth, stress starts building. The umbilical cord it acts like a power cord, transferring mom's stress straight into baby stress. Mom's nervous system develops baby's nervous system. So if mom is feeling overwhelmed, if mom's feeling stressed, then baby's nervous system is also going to be stressed as well. It's already going to be on high alert. And that physical tension from birth, it gets stuck in two places, the upper neck and the middle back. And that's why colicky babies, they arch their back and they stiffen their neck. They're not trying to pass gas that way. They're literally trying to stretch out that nervous system tension. Just like you do after sitting hunched over at a desk all day. Their body is literally telling them the problem isn't just their stomach, it's their nervous system and it's their neurospinal system. Now, the perfect storm timeline that every parent needs to know maps out all of this. It's the exact progression we see all the time. We see colic from about 0 to 6 months. Then we see chronic ear infections 6 to 18 months. Then we see speech delays, sensory processing, ADD, ADHD, and the same stuck stress on the nervous system year after year. It's just different symptoms at different stages. The colic doesn't go away, it just transforms. The meds get stronger at each new phase, the label gets heavier, and the parents get more overwhelmed. All of those antibiotics for the ear infections, they destroy the gut. Steroids and nebulizers and everything else, they ramp up the nervous system even more. And trying therapies without addressing the nervous system is like pushing a car with a parking brake on. You may see some movement, but you're working against a fundamental block. So your baby doesn't need more labels. They don't need more medications. They need their nervous system to shift from that stressed mode to balanced mode. When we help release that stuck tension from birth, babies like Lucas transform. From the screaming car rides to smiling on the go. From sleepless nights to peaceful ones. From constant antibiotics to true natural healing. The earlier that we address this, the faster they heal, and that's the beauty of neuroplasticity in infants, is even though after you've tried everything else, now is the time to address the real cause because there's still time. So click the link in our bio or DM us to schedule your kiddo's neurological evaluation with us at True North Chiropractic because your kiddo doesn't need another label. They're not broken, they're just stuck. So let us help you get your hope, your answers, your healing, and that's what your family deserves.